Hey geeks, welcome to this edition of Geek Culture Unboxing. So this time we have a little figurine, little bust that doesn't exactly come with a box. This was a custom piece by the Steve Johnson of Rubberhead fame. This guy worked on the actual Slimer from the movie, so you know everybody's favorite Spud from the original Ghostbusters. What's cool about this little piece is it not only is it 6 inches, but it illuminates because it's cast out of clear resin. You see two Spuds here because this was the original Slimer that was offered with the Rubberhead Kickstarter almost a year ago. And you had to get in and sponsor the Kickstarter and then pay another $100 to get this. Now, the issue is that Kickstarter was being run by Sandy Cholera and it was with Steve Johnson. In the end, when collectors got their box, they got this little 3-inch Spud instead of a 6-inch. That's what we were guaranteed. We were guaranteed a 6-inch Spud made out of clear resin, and we got this little disappointment signed by Steve Johnson. Really don't want that. So then, you know, 6 months goes by, and there was a fallout between Steve Johnson and Sandy Cholera over the issue, and Steve Johnson started pimping this bad boy out. I saw that he lighted up, and so I contacted Steve, said, hey, how much for this one? This one was $150. Now we have it in hand, and I gotta tell you, I am completely disappointed all the way around. I'm disappointed with the 3-inch Spud that I got. I'm disappointed with the clear resin. First and foremost, this dinky wooden base with the screw and the USB cable to light it up. I mean...
It's kind of janky.
Yeah. I would figure that people over in California, people that know people, could produce something better in a period of time.
It's a tech place.
Yeah.
I mean...
Silicon Valley is right there.
Not look so homemade.
Yes.
Yeah. Check out what I made in my mom's basement.
And then he was proud enough to put his name on it. Steve Johnson. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's not the worst of it, collectors. The worst of it, let me see if we can get this on camera. We've been trying different angles. This thing is horribly cast. In other words, there are seam lines. There's a seam line that runs up both sides of Slimer's body. And then there's seam lines that run across the back. And when we illuminated it, it looked like it was cracked. And I was getting upset. But come to find out, it's not cracked. They're seam lines from the casting.
You know what, though? His tongue and teeth are lighter than his body.
Yeah, well, that's the next issue. Is that some parts of the resin, they're either lighter or they have more filament in there. I don't know, I don't know much about these different resins. But you can see like the bottom of Slimer's tongue is a little whiter, his finger and his teeth. They're a whiter green than the rest of his translucent body. So those are all the negatives about the piece. It's got a nice likeness. It looks exactly like the little 3-inch one. It's cast in clear resin, so I like that. I would have liked his eyes to be painted because that would have given it more character. The pluses to it, it lights up. I love that it lights up. Hey, here. Plug that in. We're going to plug it in so you guys can see it. I know you see it in the 360, but here it goes live. Boom! There you go.
It's like a stick is in there.
Yeah, he probably did something like that too.
It's probably just a small...
We're going to turn it and see if you guys can see that casting line, which looks like a crack on the back. Let's see, I'm just going to hand turn it. Can you guys see that there? There's a line there, and then there's some lines in there. And then when the angle pans up, you can see this line on the head. I mean, it just looks bad, guys.
Yeah, we usually say, you got to try to pick one up. Well, if you didn't get it, you didn't miss out on anything.
You didn't miss out on anything.
Yeah.
And, I'm actually glad that I brought that up because Steve Johnson had done one that was mass-produced. It was an exclusive set. I don't remember if it came with the... Ecto-1 car or if it came with the movie. I have it. I just don't remember what it came with. But it's Slimer, and he's got his hand on the Ghostbuster sign, and it's translucent. It's really cool. The only reason I bought these is because that Slimer was this green when you first got it, and after being displayed for 6 months to a year, he faded to like a yellow green. I was I was very disappointed. So it illuminates. That's a cool feature. It's got the same scope. That's a cool feature.
Exact same.
This is kind of weird, but it's cool. On his bulbous backside, he's got dimples in his backside. He's got his cellulite pimples and dimples. I thought that was cool because of the
The
texture.
detail.
The detail
Yeah.
and the texture.
Cottage cheese.
These Slimers got cottage cheese and a triple chin. So, but other than that, you know, I'm really disappointed in the sculpt. I know it's a custom sculpt, but I know customizers that have done a way better job than to leave seam lines like that.
And especially at that price point.
So yeah, for $150, that was shipped. $150 for that with the seam lines and it lights up on this dinky base. Guys, you didn't miss much. You know, if we get a chance to show this to you at one of our exhibits, we'll put it out there and see what you guys think. Just in passing, you'll think it's cool because it lights up. Oh, wow, is that Slimer? It's cool. But when you get in and look at the details, which we like to look at those details, it's very disappointing. So I'd be wary of any further Slimer pieces. I picked this one up over the NECA Life Size because I just, that thing is huge. I don't have anywhere to put a NECA Life Size Slimer. Plus it was cast in foam, so I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Slimer to me has to be translucent.
Right.
So, you know, I
I
didn't.
remember sitting there eating all the food and everything's like
Falling
See
through.
everything going through.
Yeah, it's like hilarious.
You know, I know of a way that they could make Slimer. I have an idea that would be really cool that I think fans would like. But you know, somebody that wants to produce it out there, give us a shout, reach us through email or call us through phone. We'd be more than willing to work with you on it.
Yeah.
But there is a cool opportunity that a producer can make where people could own Slimer at home and it would be just like the movie. It would light up, it would be translucent. So for this edition of Geek Culture Unboxing, we'll see you geeks next time.